Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to just do a quick video detailing my absolute favorite look to do just like ever. Like what I would call my signature look. So today I'm going to be using the Melt Cosmetics 27 palette, as well as a couple supplemental products that we will get into in a minute. And I just wanted to sort of chat with you guys about some fall favorites, how we're feeling, what's going on, because it is rough out there and we deserve a break. All right, so getting into it, I'm just gonna pop open my palette here. You can see, I love the colors in this thing. Honestly, it was really interesting because I thought that these were going to be a lot more red toned. I thought it really reminded me of the KVD Lolita collection, but they're a lot more orange toned, which I suppose I should have interpreted given the packaging. But honestly, I really don't mind because what I also use with this is the KVD Lolita, and this is technically a blush, but I use it as an eyeshadow as well. It's a really gorgeous little crease shade. I really love it. I'm one of those people that just uses blushes as eyeshadows all the time because they're just powder. You can put whatever you want, wherever you want. And then I also have, for this look, one of my favorite things to pair with them is either of these little Becca minis. This one is vanilla quartz, and I can't open these, unfortunately, because they are both broken. And I'm not willing to pour them all out over my desk. But yeah, this one is vanilla quartz, and then this one is champagne pop. I usually use vanilla quartz. I'm actually going to get the full size of this one just because I love it as a highlight and as a eyeshadow so much already. Like, gag, stop me. But this one is a lot more like champagne-y. Like, I'm sure anybody who actually has this product will know how it works. But it's not quite as light as I want to use it for as a brow bone sort of highlight shade. So I usually just go ahead and start with vanilla quartz. So I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and I'm just gonna run that right underneath the eyebrow. So what I really want to know is what we all have been doing to help ourselves feel better and cope during these crazy wild times that we have to live through. My big thing has been retail therapy, as always, because I have a problem and it's okay. Especially when it's pretty much the only thing keeping me hanging on. I just went to Lush the other day and I got their little bat Halloween bag collection. It's so cute. Here, I have it right here. This is the gift box that it comes with, and thank you, Caitlin, for lovingly packing my little gift box. I'll open her up here and I'll show you what's inside. So this box originally contained 4 products. I didn't actually care for the body wash because I prefer to have body washes where I have a matching lotion or perfume. That way I can make the scent last longer after I get out of the shower. I'm more of a floral scent person anyway. Citrus isn't really my thing, so I went ahead and passed that body wash on, even though it's a great scent. I definitely recommend it if you love a citrusy scent. But these 3 things, I am so excited for this one. This is the Bath Art, I'm losing all of the peanuts. This is the Bat Art Bath Bomb, and then up here you have the Bewitched Bubble Bar, and then right here you have the Monsters Ball Bath Bomb, and that one has been one of my favorite scents forever. And I know that they used to have the Kalakis body wash, I do believe, was the scent that matched that. Some products I'm okay with using independently on their own just because I can sort of create a Lush cocktail or just my own bath sort of cocktail to scent up and go with it. I think what I'm going to do is use the Karma perfume. I have a little solid perfume of it to really complement that, so I think that'll be really cool. So moving on with the look, we're going to use the shade Nip Slip right here, sort of the pinkier toned shade, and I'm just going to dip my same fluffy blending brush into that, and I'm honestly just going to start tapping it into the outer corners, and then I'm just going to work it over. I like to take this up pretty high because this is going to end up as my transition shade. And then after this step, I'm going to be layering Lolita on. I do love this palette because it's really easy to get a full cohesive look. There are several different looks that you could do with this. I think the one criticism I would have for the palette is one that many people have had before me, which is that they don't have a really great balance of mattes and shimmers. Like, I think if this palette would have had something like shimmery, like vanilla quartz in there, that would have balanced out the tonal range a little bit more. But honestly, like, it's fine. These formulas are fantastic. I know some people don't like Melt's formulas. I really live for Melt's formulas. I have this one, and then I have the Impulsive palette as well. And this one's cool. It's a little harder to get a full look out of this one by itself, but it's a great supplemental palette for shimmers that I don't really normally have in my collection. I'm just repeating the same step on the other eye, getting this transition shade worked in. Make sure to relax your eyes so you can see where your creases are going to land, because I have hooded eyes. I always need to remind myself of that. I have to go do some errands today, so that's why I'm actually putting on a face and decided it would be a great time to film. I have to go. I went to Spirit Halloween and I got this super adorable little bat sweater, and I should have known, like, I knew, but I really didn't want it to be true. I got the sweater in a large. Like, I wear a 2X. What was I thinking? But it unfortunately didn't fit. It's so cute too. It's got the little bat wings like underneath. I just wish it would have worked, but that's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Whatever. So I have to go do that, and I was thinking I might go downtown and grab some food, but Lord knows, my stomach will take me where it takes me. Okay, so now that I have nip slip laid down the way I want to on each eye, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna start with Lolita, and I'm gonna start working that in as my crease shade. If any of y'all have read good books lately, please let me know, especially if they are on audiobook. The most recent audiobook I finished, because I listened to them while I'm at work just doing my job, was Daisy Jones and the Six. That was an interesting little read. I thought it was a really refreshing take on the whole, like, rock and roll and drugs and party and hardcore in the 70s culture type of novel. It was from a feminist perspective, which I really appreciate, because, you know, you don't really get a lot of women's stories or feminist perspectives from those times. It's usually all just, you know, either men telling their own stories or men coming up with their own stories and sort of disregarding the way that women must have felt or what women went through back then. I thought, then spoilers ahead, just so you know, I am going to be talking about a couple of spoilers from the book. I thought it was really interesting how it seemed to start out as your very typical, like, 70s narrative, like, you know, girl wants to run away and join a band, and she wants to be a singer-songwriter no matter what, and she'll do anything to get her role. But then it sort of transforms into this really introspective, really intimate viewing of Daisy's struggles with drug addiction and emotional intimacy, and how she seeks it from places where she knows it's probably not going to be anyway. And I also really think that speaks to her neglect as a child that was written in the book. I just thought it was really interesting. Oh man, what really got me was two of the arcs that really got to me were the arc with Karen and Graham. Like, that really broke my heart, and you don't see a lot of books talk about, you know, media in general talk about women's experiences with abortion and how that affected their relationship. But it was so cool to see how Karen was so sure that she didn't want to have the baby, that she knew what she was going to do and she knew what her dreams were, and she wasn't going to throw them away just because Graham had wanted the baby, even though it ended up tearing them apart. But it was also interesting because the subtext of their entire relationship was like, this is temporary. Like, this probably isn't gonna go anywhere, even though Graham might have thought that it was gonna. Oh my gosh, and Daisy's relationship with her Italian man, Niccolo or whatever. Jeez, oh my gosh. The fact that it was like so abusive and so manipulative to her, and she just kept going along with it because she felt like she had nothing else, like that really like broke my heart. I was like, you poor thing, get up on the horse, get the fuck out of there. And when she was like, yeah, I'm out, she divorced him, I was like, yes, ma, yes. It was so nice to see a narrative where the woman is taking control of her autonomy for once. I was like, that's who it is, sis. That's what we about, sis. Yes. Okay, so now that I've got Lolita laid down as my transition shade, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this shade here, Moonchild, which I love. I love the name of that. Like, of course I do. And I am just taking a small angled brush, and I'm gonna start pressing that into my crease, deepen up this outer V in my crease. This is where things get tricky for me because I do have hooded eyes, and I need to relax the eye to make sure that it's gonna show up the way I want to when I do relax the eye. So I'm just gonna start pressing that in the sort of shape that I want it to make on this outer corner here. Again, I'm only pressing in the color, I am not blending yet. Okay, so now that I've got that deeper color where I want it, you can see it's still unblended. So I'm gonna take this bigger, fluffier, angled blending brush. You could just take a normal, fluffy blending brush that's clean, and I am literally just gonna blend that in. The goal here is to just soften the edges so it's not as harsh, so it transitions into Lolita evenly. And this is a clean brush. I don't have any product on this brush. So sometimes what I like to do is I'm just going to take a little bit more of Lolita, and I'm just going to go ahead and reinforce my transition shade, sort of blend out the edge of that darker shade. Nice. I love the way that this is going so far. We're getting really close to being done with this, actually. Before we are, though, I wanted to talk about another one of my fall favorites, which is actually this candle. I got this one from Walmart, actually. It's called Warm Leathered Amber, and it has Midnight Amber, Ancient Oud, Black Vanilla Bean, and Mahogany with a hint of cacao. It's so woodsy and fall and fantastic. I didn't think that I was gonna love that candle so much because I was looking for like a cheaper alternative to the scent Cider Lane from Bath and Body Works, and I found something close to it. It's called Fall Leaves, and that's also from Walmart, and that was like $4 instead of $25 for a whole 3-wick candle. So I still might end up picking up Cider Lane just because it's one of my absolute favorite fall scents. I did go to Bath and Body Works earlier, like this year, and picked up a couple of their fall hand soaps because those are my absolute favorites. Those foaming hand soaps absolutely smell so good. The Vampire's Blood one, ugh, I have to get that soap again, and I have to get the candle. Like, it's gotta match. Like, I gotta do it. So now I usually take, you know, just one of the shimmers depending on what I'm feeling, or I could take Champagne Pop from Becca, the other little highlight that I have, and you can get these at either Sephora or Ulta for, I think they're $22 for these little guys, and honestly they last me quite a while. Like, the big ones would be nice to have. I'm genuinely considering getting vanilla quartz in the larger size, but it's $44. I've been struggling with it for a while. It's been floating around in my Sephora cart for months now, like, oh, am I gonna get her? I don't know if I should get her. And also the formula is so soft. Like, the reason these are shattered in their pans is because the formula is so soft. Like, I will not be taking that shade anywhere. Like, I made the mistake of putting these in my makeup bag, and they were like, oh, you mean you want us to break? Fine. Oof, I am really, really feeling that. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix a couple of things really quick right now just to get a little fun with it. Normally, I would just take my finger and dive into Crime Fighter here and just pat it on this little spot that I've left in the lid for myself. However, I want to get a little funky fresh with it right now. So I am just dipping my finger into Becca Champagne Pop clean finger, of course, please and thank you. Wash your hands, especially now. And I am just blending it onto the lid. And honestly, like, I don't care if it goes a little higher than I intended. I can always blend it back down. I can always bring shades over if I want it to look a certain way. But what's important is that the lid gets coated in this color. Ooh, I really like that. It goes really well with this look. There we go. Now I'm gonna take one of my favorite products of all time. It's this little Shiseido. I've never bought a Shiseido product before this, but it's this little Shiseido highlighter. It's called Aura Dew, which, like, whoa. But when you open her up, unfortunately it had a little protector on top that's supposed to keep it from drying out. Mine dried out anyway, so that's, I think, one flaw of this product. However, the sparkle of this thing, the wet look sparkle, like, I don't know if you'll be able to, like, understand. Look at that. It is so pretty and so glittery. So what I'm gonna do with that is I am just gonna blend it on top of this lid shade. Can you see that? How much, like, glitterier and sparklier it makes it? So pretty. And I'm gonna be talking about dupes here in a second. So that way, you know, if you can't afford these products or don't want to buy these products for whatever reason, you can still try and create this look. It's a pretty simple look to do. It's pretty much just like warm toned, sort of orangey toned, neutral colors. Like, Lolita is essentially just like a terracotta chestnut rose is what it's described as. And I know so many brands and so many people have duped that shade because it was so popular, but people didn't want to support Kat Von D, and rightfully so. Okay, so now that I have the top of the lids done, all I'm gonna do is take that fluffy angled brush again. I'm gonna make sure it's clean. And then I'm gonna take that nip slip color that we initially laid down. And I'm just gonna run that along the lower lash line. Now, sometimes I do this step after I've done my concealer, that way I can blend it on top of the concealer and I'm not gonna have to worry about cutting out my color with the concealer when I put it under my eyes. But really, it's up to you the way you want to do it. Like, I go back and forth, I flip-flop depending on what I'm doing, what I'm wearing my makeup for. And now that we all have to wear masks and such, like, I've been wearing complexion products a whole lot less. So really, again, it just depends on what you're doing and what you feel is right for your routine. Okay, so I just got done running nip slip underneath the lower lash line. So now all I'm going to take is Moonchild on this small angled brush, and I'm just going to tap it in and sort of marry this edge with the lower lash line. I usually only do like the outer little bit here. You can take it further in if you'd like. I just like the sort of openness and sort of like, looks kind of bitchy. I like the squint, how it makes my eyes look when I just do it on this outer edge. Alright, and now I think the final step is just going to be doing an inner corner highlight. And for that, all I'm going to be doing is just taking that Shiseido product. I'm going to dip my pinky into it. I'm just going to press it on. Pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and just curl my lashes really quick. Throw on some mascara. And put my hair down. Sometimes I feel like a freak because part of my beauty routine includes a lighter. But I warm up my eyelash curlers and definitely make sure to feel them so they're not too hot when you put them on your eye. But essentially it works like a curling iron for your eyelashes. And instead of just like totally going one direction and holding it for like 30 seconds, I like to pinch upwards on the lashes. That way they have like a nice full curl instead of a crimp upwards. I'm pretty sure Robbie Christie talked about that recently. Okay, lashes are curled to the gods. So now I'm just gonna pop on some mascara. I learned about this one from Robbie Christie. This is the It Cosmetics Lash Blowout Mascara. This is the best mascara. This is such a good mascara. Like, this is my second tube of it because I love it literally so much. It does so much for me. I think the only criticism I have for this would be after like 6 hours or so, it does start to sort of rain underneath the eyes a little bit, which is unfortunate because I do actually do my bottom lashes. So you might just want to be aware and pack a compact or some concealer or something so you can make sure to tap that out. So the technique that I'm using with this is I actually went from on the base of the lashes and started coating that upwards first. So I started working that up and I sort of bounced between each lash so it has some time to set, and then I sort of build it up a little bit more. Yeah. And I'm just gonna do my bottom lashes really quick. Now, normally I would leave my eyelashes for last. However, I am just gonna do like a really quick complexion. I'm not gonna focus too heavy on it because I'm pretty much just gonna throw on my base makeup and then kind of come back and wrap things up real quick. So I will be right back. All right, so this is the finished look. This is my absolute go-to. I love the way that these colors make my eyes pop. I love the lip color. I love having a matching lip color, blush, and transition shade. That's like everything to me. It's a trifecta. But I did want to talk about some dupes really quick because I know that makeup is expensive and not everybody can afford the melt palettes. So I do want to just go ahead and go over what I think would be a good dupe, which is the ColourPop Whatever palette. You can see that is the shade range, and it has a little bit more glitter in there, so if you're a sparkle and shine lover, this might even be better for you. But you can see it has more of those like orangey tone neutrals. It has those deep sort of almost purple colors. I'm gonna go ahead and compare them side by side for you guys, but you can sort of see how they're pretty similar. Like you can see there and there, and then like there and there. So pretty similar, I would say, honestly. And I do believe this melt palette is like definitely over $30. I can't remember how much it was, but I know this ColourPop palette is like 15 bucks, I think, for the Whatever palette. I do believe that they have it in stock right now. And like I said, the Whatever is cool just because it has a little bit more glitter, a little bit more shimmers in there. That way you don't have to supplement using like the extra products that I did. And then for lip dupes, Wet n Wild actually has a Rebel Rose collection that was inspired by the Lolita collection, and they have a liquid lipstick which is a terracotta muted sort of rose nude like this. So I do believe that's like $5, whereas the Kat Von D is like 20. Alrighty, babes, so thank you so much for joining me for another video. I am so excited to be doing this, and I'm really excited to share this look in particular because this is just my everyday. This is what I go to. And I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and if you like this video, please click the like button, or please subscribe if you'd like to. I'm really excited to grow on this platform. And yeah, have a amazing fall. Mwah.